Hi, welcome to another episode of Force for Girls Live. Ah, pull up your drink, pull up your water, your coffee, your tea, your favorite morning beverage, and sit back, relax, and join in on the conversation below. Please comment below. Let us know where you're coming in from. Say hi, be seen, be heard, and
Yes.
join us.
Hey. Yeah. Happy
Yeah.
Friday, you
Morning.
guys. Happy Friday the 13th.
Ooh,
Yes.
yes, yes, it is Friday the 13th,
Yes. How are we feeling
2020.
today?
Friday
Yeah.
the 13th, 2020.
Have we
Yeah.
had any other Friday the 13th this year? I'm
I
not
think
sure.
we've had one in
Maybe
October.
one. Mm, that's true. Yeah, we did.
So I guess here comes the question. Are you superstitious?
Yes and no.
Do you
I'm a
believe today is
skeptical
full
people.
of gloom and terror?
No.
Me
Mm-mm.
neither.
I don't believe that.
No.
I don't either. People are up in arms about Friday the 13th this year, though,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a
because
crazy
of
year.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
because of everything. Courtney, break it down. Break
Yeah.
down the superstitions. Tell
Okay.
us a
The
little bit about this.
superstition. So I'm an interesting perspective on it because I'm kind of skeptical, but I'm very woo woo. I guess that's a professional term for it. But yeah, so superstitions. What beliefs do you hold? It could be about today, but just overall superstitions that you think if this happens, this will definitely happen, whether it's a good or a bad thing. So broaden superstitions aren't always alluding to if this happens, you're cursing yourself. It's just a consequence, of an action or something happening. However, I think there's so much confusion with thinking it's not all up to you, if I can say that nicely. And Friday the 13th is a perfect example because if you've spent your entire life telling yourself it's a day of bad luck, what are you going to see because you expect it? Every time you're going to see bad luck and you're going to translate it that way. And then if say you've had a few bad Friday the 13th in your lifetime, well, you're automatically dreading that day. So all the talk we do about priming and things like that, you're going into it looking for the bad. You're priming your RAS, your reticular activating system, to look for the bad things. The danger of this is when you're giving up your power. You're blaming someone outside of you for something that, no, your self-talk, your expectations and standards of yourself and your self-talk and self-love control. And yeah,
Do y'all
that's how I
think
feel about
the
that.
Do y'all think the number 13 has had a bad rap?
Yeah.
I think so.
Just the number 13 in general.
Yeah.
Like, for example, no 13th floors exist on most hotels, that.
I think so too. Because like
Hilarious.
sometimes like when we're doing something in numbers and it stops at 13, I'm like, I either need to take one away or add one.
See, I
So
think that's a lucky number.
I was looking into that this morning, and there was a society created back that several of the US presidents were a part of, and it was the 13th Society or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but they intentionally did things to counter the belief that the number 13 was unlucky. And so they would meet on the 13th. They would, you know, meet. I can't remember all of the things, but everything was 13. And to counter that belief.
And to prove that it was not true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But when you think of Friday the 13th, you think about the black cat crossing your path, walking under a ladder, breaking a mirror.
Mhm. Opening an umbrella indoors. Yeah.
Mhm.
What is the superstition where something happens, you throw salt over your shoulder towards the back? I forget what that one is, but
I think
Throw
that's a
salt over.
good luck one.
is
Yeah,
it?
that's a good luck
I
one.
think so. Yeah.
But
So
I don't believe
Bobby,
in that either.
let's
Don't
yeah.
believe it throws all over my shoulder. Because then it might be good luck for you, but it's not going to be good luck for whoever has to sweep it up or vacuum it up.
Right?
Or
Right?
whoever it gets in their hair if they're behind
Yeah,
you.
like,
That's
ooh,
another superstition I've heard where like if your grandma ever like swept with salt like put some salt on the floor to while she sweeps up the floor to rid of the bad spirits along with the dirt. I've heard that too.
Yeah.
In fact, I've ran across an article that's like, use sugar for this, cinnamon for this, kind of whatever you're trying to rid your house of energy.
I never heard that one.
Mm-hmm.
Comment below. We're not saying we believe or that you shouldn't believe or anything, but comment below with your favorite wise tale superstition.
Yeah.
What's your favorite
like
superstition?
Bobby's comment. So it's Friday the 13th. Some call it bad luck. Others know the truth. And then her next comment, the truth is, it is what you believe it is.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Correct.
I talked about that this morning. It's like, if you believe it's bad luck, then you're right. That quote of, if you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right. Either way, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your beliefs.
Let's
It is.
see
Isn't
here.
it funny what all comes back to expectations?
It is.
So
It's
many
all
things in life come back
expectations.
to expectations.
Let's look here. Bad luck superstitions.
Yes.
Oh,
I don't know
let's
where the
see.
black cat's got a bad rap, man.
The number 13
Black cat.
obviously is number 1. The date 13th. But then superstitions. Oh, this one's actually broken down by culture. So the number
Ooh.
4 is bad luck in Chinese culture. The number 4 and the number 9 in Japanese culture. The number 17 in Italian culture. The number 39 in the Afghan culture. And the number, guess what the other number that is
6.
bad luck? 666.
Yeah. The number 8 in most Asian cultures is an extremely lucky number. I remember I was talking to Michael Joe about something, a good buddy of ours, fascinating gentleman, and the number 8 popped up, and he joked, he was like, "Oh, that's perfect for me. That's good luck," you know. And I was kind of like, "Wait, break that down for me. What?" Went from a 9 to an 8. I mean, granted. Anyway, talking
Bobby Casio. My daddy always said, if your left palm itches, company is coming.
So the question to me is, you know how what we put out, we get back.
Yes.
And I mean, you can call it manifesting, whatever word you want to use, but participating, to me, it's participating with God in the creation of your life. Like, He gives us free will to participate. And so many times what we believe or what we think, where focus goes, energy flows, right? And so if you believe your left palm, if your left palm itches, like Bobby's dad said, if you believe your left palm itches means company is coming, and then company shows up, is it the superstition, or is it because you put it out there so it came to fruition?
As well, I want to add a third question. Well, just observation. If your body is extremely sensitive to sensations, so your subconscious could know somebody's coming. So if that has gotten your attention before to be an accurate alert to you that, hey, company is coming, like Bobby's dad, for example, if he told himself that enough, his body actually probably did learn how to discern in a spiritual way, a very quiet way, kind of the listen to your gut type message, but it just happened in a palm,
Oh,
So it's
good question.
Interesting. And that's where, just being in tune with yourself and where your feet are, your body's talking to you. You have your intelligent brain, you have your heart intelligence, and you have your gut intelligence. Well, all of those are working around you to give you what your self-talk, the 99% of your self-talk is. Okay. And Michelle had a great point with how do you manifest something, and I think Wayne Dyer said this, but the formula for law of attraction is extremely simple. It's extremely simple. It's not, I want. So the universe is like, okay, here you go. No, that's not. Because if you actually come at it with the I want kind of mentality in your life, you're actually setting up a lot of resistance where the universe or the world will demand a lot from you. And keep in mind, the universe, your subconscious, it doesn't know if you want it or not. It just knows that's what your majority autopilot is. However, Wayne Dyer explained it, instead of having this I want culture, just complain in your head, or, on Friday the 13th, you're looking for the bad of the day. Instead of that, just practice thank you. Just put out thank you, thank you. And what will the universe say back to you? Thank you. Thank you, meaning it'll get you closer to your goal. So just people overthink it. They overthink this whole manifestation thing so much. And granted, it took me decades to learn the whole self-talk thing, and that it was me doing it to myself. But yeah, it just flip it and just start, when you're in that mode, just
I know when
you.
I have been, I can see so clearly, like if I may even say the words, but it depends on really what do I believe? What do I believe internally? So whatever we always say here, like, don't confuse the universe. If you really want an abundant life, then you cannot live in scarcity mentality. If you want, to be happy, if you want to have joy, you can't live in fear and suffering and frustration and all of those things. Fruit of the spirit, right? It depends on what you truly believe inside. And I see it happen all the time. It's the when it rains, it pours concept. We've all experienced that. It's like one bad thing happens in the morning, you get up on the wrong side of the bed, and then it's like the whole day just sucks. And it's because you believe, okay, this happened, this, like, you're just putting that energy out, so you're getting that energy back. But you can shift it in an instant, and you can completely change your whole day. It's really cool to do it and to experience it. It's not always easy.
You nailed it on there. It's the belief. You got to believe it. You can't just say an affirmation. You have to.
And you have to choose to believe it.
Yeah.
You have to choose. You have to make that choice. Okay. This is something that we work with Sebastian on. He has this virtual learning, this distance learning on Zoom, and everything it's difficult. It's not the easiest thing right now. And he has these moments to where he just totally loses focus and gets upset with himself because he loses focus and all this other stuff is going on. And we have to constantly remind him it's a bad moment. You can still turn this day around. You can still turn this day around and end the day on a high note to where you can still get some screen time, get some computer time, get your video games. And it's hard because he gets so focused, like you guys were saying, he gets so focused on that bad moment. No, this whole day is bad. This whole day is awful. This whole day is whatever it is. And we have to just consistently remind him, no, that you just had a bad moment. Well, I had several bad moments in a row. Really, dude? Really? But you can still turn it around by having several good moments in a row. And it's just this mindset, right?
Michelle, real quick while you're pulling up that great comment. Michelle, literally, it's a Michelle Martini quote that I tell myself that really helped me with this, to be dead honest. And I don't know how you brought it up, but how far are you away from your next better decision? And I believe we were talking diet. Okay, you ate a terrible meal. You're 3 to 4 hours away from a better decision. So, and you can elaborate on this if you want. But yeah, basically for me, what it meant was it breaks the chains. It breaks the chains, the cords, all this that were attaching me to thinking I'm ruined my day because I ate this or, whatever, had this thought or had this bad moment. Instead, it's just like, okay, well, how far away am I from making a better choice or a good moment? And that was a really big ideal to me. But thank you, Michelle, for that.
Awesome. You're welcome. I'm glad. Yay.
Yeah.
It's funny how some of the things we do or say, you don't even realize that people even notice. But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I took that in a totally different way than you even meant it to, but I haven't expressed that to you yet, that was a big lesson for me in 2020. So it's been wildly helpful because it breaks the chains of the negative thoughts. It reminds me, be where my feet are, come back to the moment and change it. We talk queen and princess, queen up, leave the princess behind. How can I make the rest of my day reflect what I want?
Yeah. We can be anchored to the past. Sorry, Ricardo.
No, you go ahead.
We can be anchored to the past, and that past can be 2 minutes ago. Being anchored to the past is not good, and it doesn't mean a long time ago. It could be 2 minutes ago. It could be the decision we just made, but we can break that chain and then change the whole rest of the future.
Whether it was 2 minutes ago or 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
that's where
Ricardo.
people forget. People forget that. Ah, no, that's a different thought now. I think people forget that. The past is literally 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
2 minutes ago is the past. When we
Yeah.
think about the past, we usually think, oh, a month ago, a year ago, weeks ago, 5 years ago, and I'm still living in the past. No, dude, it's been 5 minutes. It
The
happened
last
5 minutes
15
ago.
minutes of this podcast are the past.
Yep.
We've moved on. Nothing
Why is
we've
it so
said
hard?
in the last
Why is
few
it so hard
minutes
to wrap
hold
their
us
head around
down.
that? Why is it so hard for people to wrap their head that 5 minutes ago is the past?
It just
not-
feels too close to be called past.
But it's
But
5
We're
years
not
ago.
used to freedom thoughts. We're not
Yeah.
used to like
Yeah.
our brain. And Sean Murphy says this, but I'm not sure if he heard it elsewhere. But your brain has two purposes. Will it kill me? Does this match a pattern I've seen before? That's it. It's not trying to make you happy. So when you're in that mode, it matches a pattern. It matches, your brain doesn't want you to venture out and possibly get hurt or try something new or different. So it protects you from that. So what you're used to are those limiting thoughts of your past.
Yes.
Yep.
Even 2 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
again, got to go back to Sebastian. That's what we try to get him to understand. Hey, you had a bad moment. You had a bad moment. Yes, that moment was 5 minutes ago, but let's turn this day around and end this day on a positive note.
That bad moment is over.
It's over.
It's
And
over.
it was only a moment. It wasn't maybe several bad moments in a row, but it was still a bad moment overall.
Mm-hmm.
It's over.
And
We're done. We can't go back and fix it. We can't go back and change it. We just got to pick up where we left off and move forward.
I have a prayer that just kind of whenever I'm in those moments, anyway, simple technique, but trust me, it works. Simple NLP probably is why it works. But like you'll say your prayer of the moment, or kind of this talk I would be having is kind of, okay, what experience was I meant to learn from within that? Or, these kind of thoughts, like what good came from it? Life happens for you, not to you. But I literally just kind of put the moment in my hands and lift it up. Here you go, God. Can you help me deal with this? But what that does is it opens my brain up to receive different ways to handle it, to change, to not repeat the pattern from 5 minutes ago, and that
even
it's simple, but yeah.
Even just the act of opening your hands like that, one lets it go, but also your hands are open to receive. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
That is good. It's humbling.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I can't handle this alone. I need some help.
You don't have to. You don't
You don't
have
have to handle it alone.
And that's despite, I don't care what you believe the higher source is. We say that regardless of your religion, regardless of your beliefs, you don't have to do it alone. You don't. And in fact, I think it's a meme I've seen circulating, but ultra independence is a trauma response. And that really hit home because I've struggled with, no, I'll do it. No, I'll do it. No, I'll do it. Well, why do I need that certainty that I must do this? Because I need it a certain way. I need my expectations met, because I want to prevent insecurities or judgment, or, and so just taking myself out of being the sole person to deal with it. One, it stops the overwhelm. It breaks the anxiety. Oh my goodness, does it break the anxiety? And it just reminds me, I talk about the toolbox, same thing. Okay, so right, if I was having a bad day, I have my toolbox. I have Michelle and Ricardo in my toolbox. I can just reach out to a friend and be like, hey, I need to talk today. Yeah. So there are limitless resources to help you with whatever you're going through. But you got to take a deep breath and open your eyes.
You have to be resourceful.
Yeah.
And realize that you have a lot of resources, whether it's spiritual, friends, colleagues, a phone call, a text message, whatever it may be. You're not alone.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Real quick, our buddy Alex.
Hey, Alex.
I think we all know that some of our overachiever or perfectionist friends think they can do it all alone, or it has to be a 100% success.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah. You're limiting yourself.
Yeah.
You're limiting yourself.
That kind of
dangerous.
Goes back to Ryan's earlier comment too. He says,
Ryan, you said a lot of good stuff. Thank you.
Whoops. It is 100% of, is it 100% of me divided 5 ways, 20% to spouse, 20% to kids, etc.? Or is there 500% of me and I truly can give 100% to everything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of we hear it in marriage a lot in the personal development world. It's not 50% from each person. It's both people showing up at a 100% of who they can be. That's how you have a complete relationship. That's how you have that magic, That's exactly.
And then being 100% in each of the relationships.
Yeah.
You don't have to give just a portion of yourself.
With everyone putting in 100%.
Yeah.
A lot of love. Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Synergy.
Oh, man.
The sum is greater than the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Whenever you do that, you have synergy. So it's so much more valuable than just A plus B plus C.
I love the word synergy. That's one of my favorite words in the English language. And I am an herbalist. So, so essential oils or any blends, but essential oils, especially the volatile kind, you'll see, like, I don't know, making this up, tea tree and lavender are together in a bottle or something. The special thing, or like the companies like doTERRA Young Living, I think they'll actually call them synergistic blends. The beautiful thing about when you merge, and I think, ancient Egypt would merge frankincense and myrrh together. When you combine those two, for example, frankincense and myrrh, which these are two of the 3 gifts that were given to baby Jesus by the wise men, by the way. But when you join those 2 ingredients, they actually make it about 400 times more powerful. Like the frankincense will make the myrrh more powerful and vice versa. But what it does, it creates a new oil, a completely different new species of oil. And we can do that. We can do that as humans. We can do, I don't know, we joined this mission for this podcast. That's us creating our own synergistic blend that no one else can recreate. And just staying open to that, you can make synergy all over, and it's how you get the life you want.
So how can you create synergy today?
Yes.
Today. The day that a lot of people need some love and some positivity and create that synergy today.
Send 3 messages a day. Send 3 messages. Hey, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm proud of you, or something like that. Just staying connected. Staying open. For example, it's a danger of where we are in the country right now. It's very divided. Well, spoiler alert, I'm going to assume we're only going to get through this together. So there's a certain level where we need to come together on, the conclusion. And we'll get there. But it's us doing that with ourselves. When you do this, it has to be me. I'm the only one capable of this. I'm, Understand that that's not a great trait. Independence can be, being strong. Yes. There's so many great factors in that, but only being, I'm going to let y'all take over. Yeah. It's dangerous.
Finish the thought, Courtney. I'm going to challenge you right now. Finish the thought. Put a bow on it.
Yeah. Just stay open. We are all one. We are all one. And it's such a simple idea that we spend our entire lives complicating this. Granted, we have the conditioning from the entire world, from, our childhood, our adult life, all these patterns repeated, our own bad behaviors repeated, so it's just sticking in this, I have to do it this way. You have a death grip on the outcome, but things are going to change. You're going to have curveballs thrown at you left and right. So if you're not flexible with yourself and willing to just be there with people in the moment and ask for help when you need it, or tell a friend this is what you feel about them, or express to people that have inspired you. That is how you build synergy. So it all comes back to we are one. I'm not saying you need to give everything you have to everyone and let's just all share a bank account, but it's when you give, it comes back. When you tell the universe thank you, you get told thank you. It's big.
I think it goes back to belief too. So you have, in order to do that, you have to check your belief systems, right? So
and be willing to look at it.
Yeah. Be willing to shift your beliefs.
The belief of I can do it alone. The belief that I can't make a difference. The belief that I can't help somebody else get through something.
I don't have time.
I don't have time. What was the old story? Remember the guy who fell in the hole and then his friend came by and jumped in the hole with him and he's like, "What are you doing? Now we're both in the hole. Now we can't get out." And the friend looks at him and says, "I've been in this hole and I know how to get out."
Mm-hmm. Bam.
You can do it. Jump in the hole with someone. If you've been in that hole before and you know how to get out of that hole, jump in the hole with someone who needs to get out of that hole.
Mm-hmm.
It's powerful.
And Tony Robbins brings up a great point in most of his programs, but you are also your own mentor. Guess what? You've made it to this point. You've survived everything to date. So if you have a moment from your past that you can take a step back and just look at, instead of the judgmental, putting negative assumptions that you did things wrong in the past, instead maybe look at, what did I do right in that moment? How did I survive? What got me through that? And maybe repeat those steps. And we forget we've been extremely resourceful before because it feels so limiting and overwhelming, and we get tunnel vision. It's like, breathe, let it open up.
How many people listening, how many of you watching, and you, Michelle and Courtney, have had an amazing Friday the 13th, and at the end of the day you realize, oh, I didn't even remember today was Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think today people are posting more about it because it's Friday the 13th, 2020. And everyone's making fun of it and everyone's kind of putting it out there. But there's been days where it's like, oh, is today Friday the 13th? Oh yeah. I didn't even realize today was Friday the 13th.
Can we pause? Michelle, you've done this before on our 6 a.m. calls, but can we just take a second, and if you're listening, please leave this in a comment. But what are you thankful to 2024? Reframe that thought. So lots of growth is my answer. A ton of growth. I signed up for about this much and I got about this much. So, but what are y'all grateful for?
I'm grateful for possibility. There's so much possibility right now, and there's so much abundance right now. There's so many things good going on right now. Like, I'm just happy. I'm in a good place. I'm happy. I'm excited. Next week is basket delivery. We got a ton of volunteers. We're fixing to order 325 $50 gift cards. All sorts of great things are going on.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of good stuff.
Which, speaking of, is November 21st, 2020. And you can still help out. And we need help on the 19th and the 20th as well. So we're still looking for volunteers.
Visit basketsforgood.org.
Yes.
What are you grateful for, Michelle? Yeah.
What am I grateful for? 2020 has, oh my goodness, it brought Jody home. So that's huge. And it's something that we literally envisioned and prayed for 15 years. And it happened in 2020. So 2020 has been a fantastic year for me.
Talk about moving mountains. The power of just being open to synergy.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's go to the comments. Mr. John Nelson says,
Hey, John.
Oftentimes, strength comes through vulnerability, but vulnerability always comes from independence. I will say this. I'm glad that you're watching, John, because yesterday I posted a picture of Bodacious Barbecue when we went to Longview to go visit my mom for her 81st birthday.
Oh,
and we stopped by Bodacious Barbecue on the way home. And I posted about it saying, this is the absolute best barbecue in Texas. And John came up and he says, I agree. So John's like moved up on my list from about right here. I like the guy. He's cool. He's like way up, like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You're like, I see you.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Ryan Warren.
Ryan Warren, yes. 2020 has been one big invitation to put on my big boy pants, moving from reacting to things and people and responding instead. Yeah. That's
wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. The ironic part is I spent more time in my pajamas than my pants this year.
That's the first time I've ever heard the put your big girl panties on and deal with it. A male use that metaphor. So I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, I get it though. And I agree with you, Ryan. But, you know, truth be told, I'm in my pajamas right now.
Yeah. That's a great reminder that you don't have to be normal or follow the standard to have the life you want. You don't.
Yeah.
So rock your pajamas. By all means, have some. What pants are you wearing right now? I feel like we should ask you.
I'm wearing my Superman pajamas, actually.
I had a feeling they would be printed pajama pants.
Which don't match an orange tropical shirt.
Oh, we love you, Ricardo.
Oh, man.
I will say I have on jeans, but I have on my slippers.
I'm very like excited. Like I put on jeans the other day and they fit. So I was like, I'm doing something right.
Yeah. Good job. I had the experience of being on the Kathy Ireland show a few years ago. Went to LA, was on her show, and she had her nice white, beautiful business suit on, and her slippers. So all you could see was from the waist up on the show, but she was wearing house shoes.
Nice.
My kind of girl. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with that? Dude, I'm comfortable. I'm chilling. I'm like, hey.
It was awesome.
It's good stuff. Oh, Ryan, LOL, time in PJs. That's hilarious. And that's what we do here. We try to entertain.
Yes.
Final thoughts, ladies. Friday the 13th, 2020 is, let me look real quick and scan the calendar and see, is this the last Friday the 13th of the year? And the answer is, yes, it is.
It is. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm going to, before handing it to Michelle, I'm just going to say, understand you can literally change it this second. You can't necessarily change it all right this moment, but you can start a ripple that will help. So just how far are you away from your next better decision? And then I'll let her give her final thought.
I just want to reiterate, if you believe you can, you're right. And if you believe you can't, you're right. So check your beliefs. Either way, you're right.
Ooh. For me, what can you do today to make this the best day of the year so far? What needs to happen today to make it the absolutely best, most rocking year up to this point? And then go out and do it.
Yeah.
Go out and do it. Go out and make that sale. Go out and close that client. Go out and make that phone call. Go out for that walk that you've been talking about.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if this a thought that's been helping me out a lot this week, because just a ton of overwhelming work stuff, but just what can I do to get this to the next step? What can I do to get this to the next step? So I was telling myself I have to get all this done, which is still true. But what do I need to do to get this to the next step, and then the next step? And that's just been really helpful for me the last few days. So,
and one more thing, if what we're talking about, the first thought is I'll start on Monday. No.
Don't do that.
If the first thought is I'll start December 1st, no. If the first thought is, oh, I'll start January 1st, no. Start today. There's nothing wrong with starting that workout program, starting that challenge, starting that whatever today. And I'll tell you why. I love starting stuff on Friday. Why? Because from your experience, ladies, and comment below if you had this experience before, when you start any kind of challenge that requires daily work, like a workout program, a diet, a challenge, a 21-day challenge, or whatever it may be, what are the toughest days that people usually fall off at?
Monday, because they don't actually start.
And the weekend.
Yeah.
You start all fired up on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, then Friday. Let me slow down a little bit. Then Saturday and Sunday. So if you start off on a Friday and Friday is day one, you're going to be pumped up through the weekend and getting it done. And then you'll be having some momentum to go in onto Monday. And you already knocked one weekend out.
Mm-hmm. Get the big rocks out of the way.
Yeah.
And you're committing theft against yourself when you do that, when you have that thought of I'll do it tomorrow. And the reason is you're robbing tomorrow of what you could create tomorrow if you do your best today. And then you're robbing today of the progress, which progress is happiness, Tony Robbins,
Correct.
right? So you're literally doing this, robbing yourself of growth today. You're robbing yourself tomorrow of what you could build on top of that because you got today done. And then you're giving yourself false hope that you actually did something to do with it because you planned to do it tomorrow. So that even if it's just like, oh, I'm going to work out for as long as I can, you make it a minute and a half. That is more important than actually putting it off until tomorrow.
Yes. And do it today.
Yeah.
And then you can say, man, you're looking great. When did you start working out? When did you start doing that? When did you start? Oh, I started on Friday the 13th.
Yep.
How cool is that?
We could change the meaning of all Friday the 13th for the rest of your life. Like, do it now. Like,
do it now. Friday the 13th, day one. Start that workout program. Start that health program. Start that challenge. Start that whatever. Do it today. And I promise you, doing it today is way better than starting January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
You'll have so much more progress. But come January 1st, you're already well on your way.
Yeah. While other people are just starting out.
Mm-hmm. And just think of it like a trial run. And then come January 1 or December 1, you've got this. You've had your practice run. You've fallen on your face a few times and figured out what doesn't work and what does, So just take advantage of the time, word of the week, time you have right now.
Boom.
Yes.
My God.
Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. And we'll be back on Monday with what? You just said it, Courtney.
The word of the week.
Yay.
Yes.
And then we got some new exciting stuff coming up for 2020 when we get done with the word of the week. We're excited about that. We're working on expanding some stuff and doing some other cool things. And I'm very excited where this podcast is going. We're well on our way to over 1,000 downloads a month. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the audio version so you never, ever, ever miss an episode. And the link for that is forceforgrowth.com. And I can't find it because man, too much. Say something, somebody, while I look for the link.
Forceforgrowth.com. Just guys, we got it. Yes. The only reason you don't is because you think you don't. Yeah.
Subscribe on YouTube. Never miss a show. We're not just on Facebook. We're like MasterCard. We're everywhere you want to be.
Yes.
Or was that Diners Club? I forget who had that motto.
Mask.
Bye, everybody.
I'm going to be quiet now. Yeah.
Have a great day. We'll see y'all on Monday.
Have a good week. Bye.